Welcome to the Daily News. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with a few news headlines. You may have heard about all the political primaries in other states the last few days. Georgia's is next week. South Carolina's isn't until June 14th, but you'll be able to start voting May 31st, 2 weeks early, under new rules passed by the state legislature. Now, before the pandemic, you actually had a month early to vote. It was called in-person absentee, and you had to have a reason to vote early. No reasons necessary now. Just show up registered with your photo ID in the 2 weeks before an election and you can vote. Now, for the general election in November, you'll also be able to vote on Saturdays. Some of you can still vote by mail. Seniors, the disabled, members of the armed services, if you're going out of town, and those expecting to be hospitalized or if you have job obligations. Now, you cannot get a mail-in ballot online anymore, but you can over the phone or in person, and you can mail them back or deliver them in person with a witness's signature. South Carolina might even see more retired military families moving to the state in the next few years, with a new law fully exempting military retirement pay from any state income taxes and no cap on retirement earnings. Did you know that there are over 26,000 veterans that live in Beaufort County alone? So South Carolina is now one of more than 30 states who exempt military retirement pay from taxes. The economy of the Lowcountry is doing well enough that residents of Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Beaufort won't see any property tax changes. In fact, Hilton Heads will be going down. All three towns are going through their budget processes. Now, Hilton Head is working with a $123 million proposal for next year. Bluffton's workshop to discuss details of a $59 million budget is next week, Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And Beaufort's workshop was earlier this week, working with a budget of between $27 and $30 million with a priority on stormwater projects and parks. It might not start any kind of wave of action, but workers at a Starbucks in Greenville have voted to unionize. The vote was 8-1. Now, about 70 Starbucks have unionized nationwide, with workers concerned about chronic understaffing that was made worse during the pandemic and a lack of communication between workers and their corporate bosses. Now, for more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on your screen, and remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at WHHI-TV, and make sure to visit our website at WHHITV.com. And now let's have a visit from Justin Jarrett, and we'll get an update on sports.
Hey Loco sports fans and WHHI viewers, welcome to the fastest minute in local sports. It's time for the Thursday edition of Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by Locosports.com. It was a slow night for sports in the Loco on Wednesday, but things will speed up Thursday with the first of 3 days of South Carolina High School League state track meets in Columbia. First up from the Loco is Class 1A, and we have a serious chance of heavy hardware in the forecast tonight. Whale Branch sending 19 individuals and 6 relay teams to compete in a whopping 38 events in the Class 1A meet at Lower Richland. And by the time you see this, there's a good chance the Warriors will already have some gold medals in their grasp. All-state basketball star Canoe Barnwell leads the Whale Branch girls as they look for a state title. Barnwell is seated first or second in both hurdles races and the long jump, and teammates Talaja Bartley and Destiny Pryor also are seated in the top 3 in multiple events. Kaylin Caldwell and Keith Chisholm also qualified in 3 events for the Warriors. We'll get you caught up on how the Warriors fare on the Loco weekend wraparound on Friday. And to leave you on a happy note, the Hilton Head Christian Academy girls basketball team received its state championship rings Wednesday to commemorate the Eagles' 4th consecutive SCISA 2A title. Last run for Kenny Conroy, who is headed off to Savannah Country Day next year, but the next coach inherits a heck of a program. That does it for today's edition of Last Night in the Loco. We'll be back tomorrow to round up the biggest headlines of the week and take a look ahead to the weekend. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thank you, Justin, for that report. And now we'll get an update on the weather from Maria. Maria?
Thanks, Robyn. All right, let's take a look at the weather for Friday. So it looks like it's sunny all day in all 3 regions. Hilton has got a high of 89, a low of 76. Bluffton's got a high of 93, a low of 73, and Beaufort's got a high of 93 and a low of 73. The sunrise for Friday is going to be at 6:22, and sunset's going to be at 8:17. Taking a look at the beach tides, high tide's going to be at 1:32 p.m. and low tide's going to be at 8:47 p.m. Taking a look into the weekend, it looks like we're going to get some rain. Saturday, there's a chance of thunder showers throughout the day with highs in the 80s and lows in the 70s. Sunday, there's a chance of thunder showers as well with highs in the 80s and lows in the 70s. And then come Monday, there's a chance of rain in the morning, which will turn into a chance of thunder showers in the afternoon with highs in the 80s and lows in the 70s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thank you, Maria. Coming up after the break, Dr. Richard Blackaby from Blackaby Ministries will be with us to talk about the conference and his preaching this coming weekend on Hilton Head. Don't go away.